We had set this date to register our marriage before the new year, but just as we were about to enter the Civil Affairs Bureau, she suddenly flung my hand away. Her face was full of panic. My head hurt so much. Who are you? I don't know you at all. Why did you bring me to the Civil Affairs Bureau? You're not trying to trick me into registering a marriage, are you? With that, she ran off as if terrified. I froze. Did she lose her memory? Just like that, without a single warning sign. It felt utterly absurd, but I was still worried about her safety, so I hurried after her. Then I heard her hiding on a street corner, speaking quietly on the phone. Daddy, to fulfill your mother's wish. Fang Xiu must never learn that I registered a marriage with you. I nearly gave myself away just now. Good thing I thought fast. I fooled him by pretending to have amnesia. The doctor says your mother only has 3 months left. I can keep playing along with you. Once the time is up, we'll divorce. That's all I can do for you. I can't betray Fang Xiu. I stood there completely stunned. My girlfriend had already registered a marriage with someone else. So all this time, I've been sleeping with another man's wife. What a deal. Thrilled, I called my childhood sweetheart, who had just returned from abroad. My girlfriend married someone else. My mother wants our families to arrange a marriage between us. What do you think? The voice on the other end immediately choked with emotion. Brother Fang Xiu, I've waited for this day. For so long. You finally thought of me. Where are you now? Hearing the hurt in her voice, I tightened my grip on my phone. A flicker of guilt rose in my heart. I'm at the Civil Affairs Bureau. If you agree, bring your ID, and we'll register our marriage right now. Her breathing grew faster. She could barely contain her excitement. Brother Fang Xiu, wait for me. I'll be right there. After ending the call, I saw my girlfriend, Bai Ningbing, was still on the phone. Her voice was especially gentle. There, Daddy. Don't cry. I'll spend more time with you and Annie for these 3 months. Fang Xiu, you mean? Impossible. How could he possibly leave me? All he does is work. He hardly has time for me. These 3 months are the perfect time to give him the cold shoulder. He needs time to cool off. I sneered. It was true that I treated her well. I never denied her anything financially. Bai Ningbing was beautiful, but I didn't love her so much that she was irreplaceable. No one in this world is indispensable. After being together for so many years, there wasn't much excitement left between us. What? Annie's treatment still needs another 500,000 yuan. Fine. The supplementary card Fang Xiu gave me has a monthly limit of 500,000 yuan. I'll transfer it to you tomorrow, at the start of the month. She still wants to use my supplementary card. Does she really take me for a fool? But the more I thought about it, the stranger it seemed. Wang Dading's mother only had 3 months to live. A struggling family like his should normally choose conservative treatment, knowing there was no hope. They might even stop treatment altogether. Yet he was asking for 500,000 yuan. That didn't add up. I didn't spare Bai Ningbing another glance. Instead, I called my assistant. Look into everything about Wang Dading and his mother. Send me the results the moment you have them. Then I called the bank and canceled the supplementary card. She's not even my wife. Why should she spend my money? After doing all that, I didn't look at Bai Ningbing again. I turned and strode away. Bai Ningbing and I met in college. She loved painting. After class, she often sketched by the campus lake. She was beautiful too, with an otherworldly air about her. Back then, plenty of guys pursued her. Once, she accidentally fell into the lake. The water wasn't deep, but a crowd of guys wanted to jump in and play the hero. In a situation like that, the fastest one wins. I got there first, jumped in, and pulled her out. Naturally, there was some physical contact underwater. Once ashore, she thanked me with flushed cheeks. After that, we often ate and took walks together. Over time, we naturally became a couple. She was the sweet girl next door type, gentle, thoughtful, and caring. Every morning, she'd bring me a homemade breakfast. In college, all my clothes, shoes, and socks were bought by her. When I was hospitalized with stomach pain, she stayed by my side all night, crying with worry. She stroked my stomach with her soft little hands, hoping only to ease my pain. After college, we moved in together. Though we both had jobs, she always kept our home spotless. The moment I took off a pair of socks, she'd immediately take them to wash. Once, I held her lovingly in my arms and said, "Could you stop doing everything for me? What if you spoil me too much? Then I'll spoil you. You're going to be my husband anyway. If you're spoiled, you're still mine." She looked up and gently kissed my cheek. I was deeply moved. I swore I would never let such a wonderful girl down. Until half a year ago, her childhood friend, Wang Dading, came to the city with his mother for treatment. Bai Ningbing gradually changed. To make it easier to care for Wang Dading's mother, she actually quit her job. I worked at my own family's company. It wasn't as if I relied on her small salary, but seeing her go so far for an outsider made me deeply uncomfortable. She saw that I was unhappy. As usual, she threw herself into my arms and coaxed me. "All right, honey." Annie watched me grow up. Daddy and I grew up together. They came here for treatment and don't know anyone. How could I not look after them more? "Oh, honey, we're getting married soon. so don't worry. I would never do anything to betray you." As she spoke, she tugged at my belt and slid down. From then on, it was always like this. Whenever she went to care for Wang Dating and his mother, she felt guilty. At night, she'd make it up to me twice over. She became more eager, gradually letting go completely. She even bought all kinds of outfits to please me. The novelty of it all thrilled me, so I didn't say much about it. I only repeatedly warned her not to cross the line. For a while after that, no matter how urgently Wang Dating tried to reach her, whether he claimed he feared thunder, or had sprained his ankle, or that his mother had fainted at midnight, whenever he called at night, Bai Ningbing never went out. She coldly refused him. A month later, my mother stepped back because of poor health. She had me take over as the company's president. My family wasn't among the elite, but we were still a prominent second-tier family in Haishi. I moved with Bai Ningbing into the villa my mother had bought for me. My work became increasingly demanding. Bai Ningbing would occasionally complain that I spent less and less time with her. "Honey, you haven't gone shopping with me in ages." "Honey, I got to concert tickets. Let's go tonight." "Honey, I want to visit the beach. Will you come with?" "Honey, why aren't you home yet? It's so late. I miss you." One Valentine's Day, I was a little late because of a business engagement. She blew up at me. "Honey, I don't care how much money you make. I just want you to make more time for me. Do you understand? A Yuan would never be like this. Why can't you learn from him?" I was furious. Pointing at her face, I said, "Bai Ningbing, you can complain that I don't spend enough time with you. You can say I'm not good enough, but don't you fucking compare me to another man. If you think he's so great, then get out. Go find your Wang Dating." I flung a stack of photos right at her face. They showed her and Wang Dating eating out, shopping, and strolling together. Though the photos showed nothing inappropriate between them, her smile was radiant, her eyes shining. That was when I was utterly disappointed in her. The woman I once saw as moonlight had slowly become nothing more than a grain of rice stuck to my clothes. I went into the bedroom and slammed the door shut. Her muffled sobs came from behind me. An hour later, Bai Ningbing carefully opened the bedroom door. She knelt on the bed and begged for my forgiveness. "Honey, I was wrong. I'll never compare you to him again. I only see Dating as a younger brother. I've never done anything to betray you. Honey, I promise you, I won't get involved with his mother's affairs again. I won't see either of them again, okay? Please don't be angry." She came over and kissed me through her tears. After a while, I had to admit, Bai Ningbing was getting more and more skilled at pleasing me. For the next month or so, she truly didn't see Wang Dating or his mother even once. Whenever Wang Dating called, she mercilessly hung up on him. I saw the change in her. Then came the day we long set to get our marriage license. My mother strongly objected. "Fang Xiu, I heard Bai Ningbing cared for her childhood friend's mother for nearly 6 months. I'm her future mother-in-law, and my health is poor. Yet I've never seen her come care for me. Why would you want a woman with such misplaced priorities? Let me tell you, Shang Xinci has liked you since childhood. When she was studying abroad, she became seriously ill after hearing you were living with another woman. She just returned home recently, and she's always asking about you in private. Isn't it obvious how she feels about you? Xinci has kept herself above reproach while studying abroad all these years. She hasn't dated a single man. I've watched her grow up. I know her inside and out. She's prettier than Bai Ningbing, too. If you just say the word. I'll go to the Shang family now to discuss the marriage arrangement." After hanging up, I was torn. Marrying Shang Xinci was certainly the wiser choice, but after being with Bai Ningbing for so many years, I did have feelings for her. Besides, she now made lunch herself and brought it to my office every day. She wanted to be glued to me 24 hours a day. At night, she tried even harder to please me, and she hadn't seen Wang Dating or his mother again. If I broke up with her outright, I looked like a complete jerk. Just as I was agonizing over it, I suddenly realized something was wrong. Bai Ningbing used to constantly push me to get our marriage license. Helplessly, I finally set a date. But now that the date was close, she didn't mention it at all. It was as if she'd completely forgotten about it. I brought it up a few times to test her, but she'd always avoid my gaze. So early this morning, I brought her here to get our marriage license. I didn't truly intend to marry her. I only wanted to test her. I just never expected her to suddenly pretend she'd lost her memory and refuse to get a license with me. What I never expected even more was that, to fulfill Wang Dating's mother's wish, she'd already gotten a marriage license with Wang Dating. They were the legally married couple. They hadn't even met during this time. They must have gotten their license long ago. Was I the only one kept in the dark? When I learned this, I wasn't unhappy in the slightest. Instead, the frustration I'd carried for over half a month vanished. So all this time, I've been sharing a bed with another man's wife every night. When I first got together with Bai Ningbing, I was her first love. She'd been with me for years, so it wasn't like I'd lost out. Now I didn't even need an excuse to break up with her. It would even save me a breakup settlement. You can have your childhood friend, and I'll have mine. Neither of us has room to judge. Besides, my childhood friend is prettier than Bai Ningbing, and younger, too. Just as I was thinking that, a white Maserati pulled into the marriage registration office. The door opened, and a vibrant young woman jumped out. Her skin was fair and rosy. Her big eyes were especially clear and lively. It was my childhood friend, Shang Xinci. When she saw me, her big eyes instantly curved into crescents. She threw herself into my arms. Her body was soft against mine, and a faint fragrance filled my nose, sending a thrill through my heart. Shang Xinci tilted up her little face and looked at me mischievously. Brother Fang Xiu, are you really going to get a marriage license with me? Just as I had when we were kids. I affectionately pinched her soft, fair cheek. What? You don't want to? Shang Xinci immediately grabbed me and rushed toward the office. Of course I do. My childhood friend ran like the wind. She practically dragged me inside. Shang Xinci, slow down. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The office isn't going to sprout legs and run away. No way. What if you suddenly change your mind? Without looking back, her hair fluttered in the wind, brushing my face, tickling me, and carrying her scent. At the office, we filled out forms and took photos. Everything went smoothly until she suddenly started crying as she signed. I sighed and reached over to wipe her tears. Don't cry. Keep crying and you'll look like a little smudged kitten. She glared at me indignantly and sniffled. I'm not wearing makeup. This is my natural face. I was born beautiful. Yes, my Xinci is naturally beautiful. Hurry and sign. Don't keep them waiting. Shang Xinci's hand shook as she signed. Her signature was crooked, even worse than mine. I couldn't help laughing. She huffed, then secretly kicked me. When I gasped in pain, the corners of her brows lifted again. When we walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau with our red marriage certificates, we both felt dazed. She looked up at me, her eyes reddening again. All right, Brother Fang Xiu. You're mine now. You aren't allowed to bully me anymore. Seeing her look so pitiful, my heart suddenly skipped a beat. I couldn't help pulling her into my arms. When have I ever bullied you? She viciously pinched my waist. It hurt so much I bared my teeth. All right. I know I was wrong. I'll let you get even with me from now on, okay? That's more like it. Let me tell you, I've learned boxing. I looked at her slender arms and legs, unconvinced. She reached out with her soft hand and took mine. Our fingers intertwined. Let's go see my mother-in-law. What else? You tricked me into getting the marriage license. So, shouldn't I report into my mother-in-law? Or are you jerk, not taking me? Of course I am. If my mom learns you got a marriage license with me, she'll be jumping for joy. Shang Xinci's eyes lit up. Really? She liked you long ago, before I ever did. Her cheeks flushed, and her eyes gleamed with pride. She couldn't suppress the smile on her lips. I had her driver follow behind in her Maserati. I took Shang Xinci around the front of my car and opened the passenger door. Get in, Miss Shang. No, Mrs. Fang. She froze, and her cheeks instantly turned red. You. What did you call me? Mrs. Fang. What's wrong? You don't like that title? I do. Mr. Fang, please take care of me from now on. She smiled happily. Leaning against the car door, I grinned at her. In the car, she was like a little sparrow, chattering nonstop. She told me amusing stories from her years abroad. Every so often, she'd glance at me. The tenderness in her eyes was impossible to hide, just as expected. When my mother learned Shang Xinci and I had gotten our marriage license, she was so excited she nearly jumped for joy. She hurried upstairs and brought out the bracelet passed down by my grandmother. She personally put it on Shang Xinci's wrist. Looking at the bracelet, Shang Xinci sweetly changed how she addressed her. Mom, that one word delighted my mother. She held Xinci's hand, admiring her from every angle. Then she noticed me still grinning foolishly beside them. Her face immediately darkened. What are you laughing at? If I ever find out you bully Xinci, I'll disown you as my son. I was speechless. Shang Xinci smugly raised a brow at me. My mother gave me a few more warnings, then called Xinci's mother to discuss the wedding. The moment the call connected, she eagerly shared news of our marriage registration. Then the two mothers discussed the wedding. Shang Xinci and I sat in the living room, unable to get a word in. Shang Xinci leaned into my arms, playing with the jade bracelet on her wrist. Brother Fang Xiu, did you hear that? If you dare bully me, I'll tell Mom and have her deal with you. I stared at her red lips and couldn't resist leaning down to kiss her. You're still calling me Brother Fang Xiu? You should call me husband now. Shang Xinci's eyes flew wide open. Her face instantly flushed. What are you doing? What if Mom sees I'm kissing my own wife? How is that improper? Besides, Mom is on the phone in the study. How could she see us? She grabbed a pillow to hide her face, then muttered softly, Brother Fang Xiu, all you do is bully me, still calling me brother. Careful, or I'll kiss you again. Husband. I nodded in satisfaction. That's more like it. We stayed at my mother's for dinner that night. She kept piling food onto Xinci's plate. The two chatted and laughed, closer than she was with her own son. As we left, I hugged Shang Xinci from behind. Wife, our wedding night is priceless. Stay at my place tonight. Even her ears turned red, but she didn't say no. Meanwhile, Bai Ningbing was treating Wang Daddy to seafood, bluefin tuna, caviar, king crab. She ordered nearly every signature dish. Wang Dating ate to his heart's content, but Bai Ningbing kept staring at her phone all day long. I hadn't sent her a single message. After she faked amnesia and ran off from the registry office today, I should have been frantically looking for her. Why hadn't I made a move? Wang Dating saw she was distracted and hurried to comfort her. Sister Ningbing, Fang Xiu may have an urgent matter at work. When he's busy, doesn't he always neglect to contact you? Bai Ningbing could only comfort herself with that thought. I'm just angry because he didn't register our marriage today. She remembered that she'd been by my side all this time, instead of visiting Wang Dating and his mother, and softened again. Dating, you've worked hard caring for Annie lately. I'll take you to buy some clothes later. We'll buy that watch you liked last time, too. That watch cost 70 or 80,000 yuan. Wang Dating had only tentatively sent her a photo. He hadn't expected Bai Ningbing to agree. He immediately stood up. Really? Then let's go right now. Sister Ningbing, you're so good to me. Bai Ningbing patted his shoulder. We grew up together. Isn't it only natural that I take care of you? She called the server over to pay. The meal came to 68,000 yuan. Bai Ningbing took out the supplementary card I'd given her. The server swiped it several times, but the machine kept showing payment declined. Ma'am, your supplementary card has been cancelled. Would you like to try another card? Bai Ningbing clenched the card and froze completely. I cancelled her supplementary card. Wang Dating's expression changed, too. Sister Ningbing, what about my watch and the 500,000 in treatment fees you promised tomorrow? At those words, Bai Ningbing looked even worse. After I returned to the villa, the first thing I did was have Aunt Lin clear out Bai Ningbing's belongings. One pile was Bai Ningbing's personal things. The other was the clothes, jewelry, and bags I'd given her over the years. Bai Ningbing did not own much herself. The luxury goods I'd bought her covered the floor. Aunt Lin packed up Bai Ningbing's personal belongings and put them by the door. I'll have a second-hand dealer collect the rest. The words had barely left my mouth when an unknown number called. As soon as I answered, Wang Dating's furious voice came through. Mr. Feng, Sister Ningbing has amnesia. Fine. You aren't worried about her. But how could you cancel her supplementary card? If you have any conscience left, restore it now. I nearly laughed out loud. They really took me for a fool. Who are you? And who is Sister Ningbing? Wang Dating paused. Bai Ningbing, she's your girlfriend. Girlfriend? Since when have I had a girlfriend? How come I don't know about it? If that person you mentioned has amnesia, take her to a doctor. I'm not a doctor. What good is calling me? With that, I hung up. Then I blocked the number. Wang Dating held his phone, his face livid. Bai Ningbing was stunned too. She could only reassure herself. I'm just angry that he didn't register our marriage with me today. Gritting her teeth, she took out her own card. After paying for the meal, she had only 2,000 left. Of the money she had saved before, most had been borrowed by Wang Dating under the pretext of paying for his mother's treatment. Wang Dating eyed the bank card in her hand, still wanting to ask about the 500,000 and the watch. I'll take you to buy it next time. Didn't you say you wanted to pray for Annie at the temple? I'll go with you tomorrow. Wang Dating started to speak, then stopped. He was unwilling to leave just like that, so he put on a concerned expression. Sister Ningbing, are you really okay by yourself? Why don't I stay and keep you company? No. Go back and take care of Annie. Seeing her impatience, Wang Dating had to let it go for now. Forget the 500,000. Even the watch Wang Dating had been dreaming of was now out of reach. Early the next morning, Shang Xinci moved all her things in. Once she was settled, she insisted I take her out. I happened to be free that day, so I took her to Jiming Temple. The moment we reached the temple gates, we ran into Bai Ningbing and Wang Dating. Shang Xinci wore a short skirt and sneakers, her arm linked through mine, skipping along happily. When Bai Ningbing saw us together, her face went pale. Wang Dating looked even worse. He pointed at Shang Xinci. Fang Xiu, who is she? Sister Ningbing just lost her memory. You found someone new this quickly? How can you do this to her? Shang Xinci tilted her head at them, then looked up at me. Brother Fang Xiu, who are they? Do you know them? During our call last night, I had already told her everything. The little girl laughed until her stomach hurt. She even said that if Bai Ningbing hadn't been so blind to what really mattered, she would never have gotten what she wanted. I shook my head. No idea. They probably have the wrong person. Oh. Then let's hurry. We don't want them bothering us. Shang Xinci pulled me forward, but Bai Ningbing blocked our way, her eyes red. Did you bring her here just to make me angry? Do you really not know me anymore? I raised a brow. Who are you? Do we know each other? Bai Ningbing desperately wanted to say yes, but if she admitted it, her amnesia lie would fall apart. After holding it in for a long time, she could only bite her lip and shake her head. No. We don't. I smiled. If we don't know each other, why are you blocking our way? Wang Dating pulled me aside, lowering his voice. Fang Xiu, do you know something? You deliberately brought a woman here. You just want Sister Ningbing's attention, don't you? Keep dreaming. I'm telling you, Sister Ningbing is mine. We registered our marriage long ago. She and I are legally married. He deliberately emphasized registered our marriage, probably hoping to provoke me. Too bad he picked the wrong man. I leaned close to his ear and chuckled. Bai Ningbing is your wife. Then after being with your wife all these years, I really owe you an apology, brother. Oh. Brother, you're far too kind. Wang Dating's smug expression froze. His face turned bright red. Why you say that again? He had hoped to use the marriage certificate to feel superior to me. Now he looked like he'd swallowed a fly. Too furious to form a complete sentence. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. Bai Ningbing hurriedly pulled him back. I couldn't be bothered with either of them. With my arm around Shang Xinci, I headed up the mountain. Bai Ningbing had no mood left to pray. Before long, she left with Wang Dating, but Shang Xinci kept asking as we walked. Brother Fang Xiu, what exactly did you say to him? Nothing much. I just told him, my Xinci is 10,000 times prettier than Bai Ningbing. He just couldn't take it. That was enough to break him. Shang Xinci hugged my arm tightly. Brother Fang Xiu, you're so mean. Still calling me brother. Her face reddened, and she softly corrected herself. Husband. That day, I took her to pray at the temple, get food, and visit the aquarium. She was full of energy. She played all day without once saying she was tired. On the way back, she hugged the souvenirs she'd bought and chatted nonstop. But the moment we entered the bedroom, the girl who had been chattering away suddenly fell silent. After we got home and showered, Shang Xinci suddenly grew quiet. The moment I lay beside her, she clutched the corner of the blanket. Then she asked softly, Husband, will you always be good to me? I will, for the rest of my life. After that night, Shang Xinci lay in my arms, her fingers resting on the scar on my back. Husband, does it still hurt? It's been so many years. It stopped hurting long ago. Liar. You needed more than 10 stitches. How could it not have hurt? As she spoke of that time, her voice gradually turned tearful. When Shang Xinci was still young, one of her father's business rivals had kidnapped her. I happened to see it. I called the police first, then secretly followed them. I was only 17 then, but I fought several grown men desperately with a steel bar. Shang Xinci was rescued, but I took a knife wound to the back. She said she waited outside the operating room for 6 hours. The doctor told her, if the blade had landed just a little differently, my life might not have been saved. My mother was so weak in the knees she couldn't stand. My father paced the hallway in desperation. Xinci sat on the bench, crying nonstop. No matter who urged her, she refused to leave. At the time, she had only one thought. As long as I came out of that operating room alive, she would ask for nothing else. As long as you survived, I would marry you for the rest of my life. No matter whether you had money or not, or what you became, I would still marry you. I took her hand. So, you had your eye on me that early? Not my eye on you. Shang Xinci looked up, earnestly correcting me. I had set my heart on you. Husband, you were my childhood sweetheart, and the love of my life, and the man who saved my life. Shang Xinci will love only you in this life. I will never betray you. After saying that, she raised her hand, solemnly preparing to swear an oath. I caught her wrist and stopped her. I held her a little tighter. It looked like, in this life, I'd be wrapped around this little girl's finger for life. My mother and Mrs. Shang quickly set the wedding date. Then my mother temporarily took over the company and sent Shang Xinci and me off on our honeymoon. Over the next month, we visited snowy mountains, grasslands, and the seaside. Shang Xinci was curious about everything. Every day, she dragged me all over the place. We watched the sunrise in the mountains, rode horses on the grasslands, and at the sea, she insisted on learning to dive. She was bursting with energy every day. Her laughter followed us everywhere. As for Bai Ningbing, life was not going nearly so well. She had no job, and I had canceled her supplementary card. Her remaining 2,000 yuan vanished after a few hotel stays, leaving her broke. Her credit cards were soon maxed out too. But Wang Dating kept using his mother's illness to pressure her for 500,000 yuan. Bai Ningbing, you promised. You cannot go back on your word. When Wang Dating saw she could not produce the money, he finally stopped playing the victim. If you do not give me the money, I'll tell Fang Xiu that we registered our marriage already. For the first time, Bai Ningbing's expression turned cold. Are you threatening me? This is extortion. Aren't you afraid I'll call the police? Wang Dating immediately dropped to his knees before her. His eyes reddened instantly. Sister Ningbing, I really have no other choice. My mother is in so much pain every day. You cannot bear to watch her wait to die. Can you? Bai Ningbing knew he was pressuring her, but seeing him kneel softened her heart again. She had grown up with Wang Dating, and his mother had helped arrange her grandmother's funeral. Because of that so-called debt of gratitude, she had agreed to that absurd sham marriage. Enough. A man should not kneel so easily. What are you doing on your knees here? As for the medical bills, I'll find a way. Only then did Wang Dating stand. He had long believed that once I learned about the marriage registration, I would never take Bai Ningbing back. If he drained her dry when she was at her most helpless and kept her firmly in his grasp, Then even if the scam was exposed later, he and his mother could just kneel and beg, and Bai Ningbing would still soften. Bai Ningbing had no choice but to call me again and again. She was convinced I was with Shang Xinci only to provoke her. If she coaxed me a little more, I would surely come back to her. But I hung up every call from her. When she called again, her number was blocked. She went to the villa, but I had long deleted her fingerprint access. She could not get in at all. Aunt Ling came out, pulling a large suitcase. Miss Bai, Mr. Fang has gone on vacation. He gave instructions not to let you inside. These are your personal belongings. Mr. Fang asked me to give them to you. Bai Ningbing stared at the suitcase. She stood there, completely stunned. No, Fang Xiu would never throw me out. He must still be angry with me. For the next week, she waited outside the villa every day, from morning until night. But she never saw me. 1 month later, Shang Xinci and I returned from our honeymoon. The moment our car stopped at the gate, Bai Ningbing suddenly rushed out from nearby. During that time, she had grown far more haggard. Her hair was a mess, and her makeup was not as polished as before. When she saw me get out, her eyes lit up at once. Fang Xiu, is that you? I remember now. My memory has returned. She tried to throw herself at me, but I immediately raised a hand to stop her. No. Who are you? Bai Ningbing's smile froze. Shang Xinci got out on the other side and affectionately linked her arm through mine. You're Bai Ningbing, right? My husband has amnesia. He only remembers things from long ago. He has no idea who you are. Do not come here again. Bai Ningbing's face went deathly pale. Amnesia? How could he possibly have amnesia? Fang Xiu, you must be lying to me. You do not need to find another woman just to provoke me. I really have my memory back. I gave her a polite look. Ma'am, you have truly mistaken me for someone else. This amnesia you mentioned, and recovering memories, I do not understand a word of it. Bai Ningbing was so frantic her voice changed. Fang Xiu, I know you still blame me for not registering our marriage. We were together for so many years. You cannot just forget me. In this world, how could something so absurd be real? Do you really take me for a fool? She nearly made me laugh. Why can you have amnesia, but I cannot? Her mouth fell open, but she could not say a word. I took out my phone and played the recording of her call outside the registry office. Dadding, to make your mother's dream come true, that you and I registered our marriage. Fang Xiu can never find out. I nearly gave it away just now. Luckily, I thought fast and fooled him by pretending to have amnesia. The doctor said your mother has 3 months left. Once the time comes, we'll divorce. When the recording ended, Bai Ningbing froze where she stood. Only then did she understand. The reason I hadn't gone looking for her that day was not because of company business, nor because I was throwing a tantrum. From the very beginning, I had overheard her call with Wang Dadding. I looked at her and let out a cold laugh. Tell me this. You said I took you for a fool, but the one who has treated me like a fool has been you. Hasn't it? You had already registered your marriage to someone else, then pretended to have amnesia to deceive me, and now you come here pretending to be devoted. Bai Ningbing panicked completely. Fang Xiu, I was wrong. I only wanted to fulfill Aunt Wang's final wish. She watched me grow up. When my grandmother died, she also helped arrange the funeral. I only wanted to repay that kindness. Once the 3 months are up, I'll divorce Dadding. There has never been anything between Wang Dadding and me. You are the one I have always loved. She lunged at me, trying to grab me, but I shook her off. You love me, so you married another man. You love me, so you pretended to have amnesia and played me for a complete fool. Bai Ningbing staggered back under my questions. She kept shaking her head. Her tears had smeared all her makeup. I truly know I was wrong. Please give me one more chance. Bai Ningbing, your love disgusts me. Do not bother me again. With that, I took Shang Xinci's hand and led her through the gate. I never looked back. Even after the recording exposed her, Bai Ningbing still would not give up. Every few days, she came to the villa to lie in wait for me. She also called from different numbers. The moment I heard her voice, I hung up. Shang Xinci claimed she was bored at home and insisted on becoming my secretary. I knew she was guarding against Bai Ningbing, but I did not call her out on it. On her first day at the company, she stood beside my desk with several files. Honey, you've been reading all morning. Take a break. I pulled her into my arms. Didn't you come here to be my secretary? Why do you only watch me? I am warning you. You are not allowed to hire any other female secretaries. Fine, I'll only hire you. Happy now? Only then did Shang Xinci give a satisfied hum. She got up and organized my meeting materials. Though it was a spur-of-the-moment decision, she was remarkably thorough. The meeting materials were arranged in order, with the documents needing signatures placed separately on top. Just as I was about to praise her, she leaned close and reminded me, you can praise me, but do not use it as an excuse to hire another female secretary. She made me laugh. I could only nod and agree again. After work, we had just reached the underground garage when we ran into Bai Ningbing again. She looked at Shang Xinci beside me, and her eyes immediately reddened. You again? Did you seduce Fang Xiu so he would leave me? Were you two together behind my back all along? The more she spoke, the more worked up she became. She raised her hand and rushed at Shang Xinci. Shang Xinci had not expected her to attack suddenly. Instinctively, she stepped back behind behind me. I immediately stepped in front of her and shoved Bai Ningbing away. Bai Ningbing stumbled back to steps. She stared at me in disbelief. Fang Xiu, you laid hands on me for her? Xinci is my legal wife. Try touching her again. Bai Ningbing's eyes flew wide open. Wife, you really got married. I unlocked my phone and held the photo of our marriage certificate before her. Look carefully. I am already married. Shang Xinci is my wife. She stared at the photo and tears suddenly fell. This is not an act. You really married her? Just over a month ago. You took me to the registry office. It has not even been that long. How could you turn around and marry someone else? Fang Xiu, you bastard. We were together for so many years. How could you turn around and marry someone else? Her questions made me laugh. Bai Ningbing, have you forgotten? You have long been Wang Dading's legal wife. You are a married woman, coming here to question a married man. Do you not find that ridiculous? Her sobbing stopped abruptly. She hurried forward to explain. Dading and I only registered a sham marriage. It was to fulfill his mother's final wish. I hid it because I was afraid you would be angry. You are the one I have always loved. Please give me one more chance, okay? Whether she and Wang Dading did anything was something I did not care about at all. I helped Shang Xinci into the car. Then I gave Bai Ningbing one last look. Go tell Wang Dading. Thank him for his wife keeping me company all these years. Those words made Bai Ningbing shake with rage. I ignored her and drove out of the parking lot. I had thought she would finally give up this time. But over the next few days, Bai Ningbing stood outside the company building every day. She no longer rushed over to pester me. She only watched me come and go from afar. Sometimes she stood there all day. One day, it was pouring rain. She was still standing there. Her hair and clothes were soaked through. She looked even thinner than the last time I saw her. Just then, I received my assistant's investigation results. After reading them, I decided to see her one last time. When Bai Ningbing saw me approach, her eyes immediately lit up. Fang Xiu, you are finally willing to see me. Aunt Wang has only 2 months left to live. Once she is gone, I will divorce Daddy immediately. Give me one more chance. From now on, I will do whatever you say. When she saw that I said nothing, she crouched down and began to cry. Just wait another 2 months. Aunt Wang will be gone. Then I will get divorced and explain everything clearly. Fang Xiu, I truly had no choice. You are the only one I love. Please do not abandon me, okay? Someone asks you to register a marriage, and you just do it. Someone says they are dying, and you believe them without checking. Bai Ningbing, I am only realizing now that you are not just clueless. You are incredibly stupid. She jerked her head up. What do you mean? I sent her the video my assistant had uncovered. What do I mean? See for yourself. Bai Ningbing opened the video with trembling hands. In the footage, Wang Dading and his mother were hiding in a corner of their apartment complex, talking. Neither of them knew that every word they said was clearly recorded by a nearby security camera. Wang's mother opened with one question. When would the 500,000 arrive? Daddy, Bai Ningbing is at her most vulnerable right now. You need to get her under your thumb fast. A woman with money starts getting ideas only by draining her money. Will she settle down and stay with you for good? I have tried several times. Ningbing will not let me touch her at all. Wang's mother cursed him as a useless fool in frustration. She is so soft-hearted. You cannot even handle her. This illness cannot fool her for much longer. Once 2 months pass, she will eventually discover I only have ordinary gastritis. The stomach cancer is fake. The 3 months left is fake too. You are already legally married. Once you've consummated the marriage, even if she learns I faked my illness, if I get on my knees and beg, won't she forgive me? Wang's mother paused for a moment, then brought up the old house Bai Ningbing's grandmother had left her. That house will be demolished for redevelopment by year-end. I only helped handle her grandmother's funeral because I wanted that compensation money. As long as you keep Bai Ningbing under your thumb, that money will be yours sooner or later. Miss this chance, and you will not get another one. Wang Dading was still uncertain. Sister Ningbing has started guarding against me. If nothing else works, next time she comes over, I will prepare something beforehand. Wang's mother not only failed to stop him, but instead urged him to act quickly. She did not want to risk any complications. Before they could say anything more, the video ended. Bai Ningbing gripped her phone, her whole body shaking violently. She had always treated Wang Dading and his mother as family. To fulfill Wang's mother's so-called final wish, she had even hidden her marriage registration with Wang Dading from me. In the end, Wang's mother was never seriously ill. All they wanted was her money and the house her grandmother left behind. Bai Ningbing suddenly began to laugh. As she laughed, tears began to fall again. I was such a fool. I treated them like family, but they treated me like an idiot all along. I watched her laugh and sob hysterically, without feeling a shred of sympathy. I also had the real medical records my assistant found. Wang's mother's supposed stomach cancer was really just ordinary gastritis, but Bai Ningbing had heard her admit it herself. There was no need to show her the medical report. She had ended up like this, not because their deception was so clever, but because she chose to trust Wang Dading again and again, only to come back and deceive me. Bai Ningbing was too ashamed to keep pestering me. Clutching her phone, She staggered away. The next time I heard about her was 2 months later. That day, I was accompanying Shang Xinci to an examination when my assistant called. Mr. Feng, we have just received word by Ningbing Lord Wang Dating and his mother to her grandmother's old house. Then she set it on fire. Wang's mother was badly injured. Wang Dating was rescued, but falling debris injured his lower spine. He will likely be bedridden for the rest of his life. Bai Ningbing was taken away at the scene. I only replied, understood, then hung up. They chose this path themselves. It had nothing to do with me anymore. Honey, Shang Xinci suddenly ran out from inside and threw herself into my arms. The doctor says I am carrying twins. I froze for a moment, then quickly steadied her. Twins? Really? She nodded eagerly. Her eyes shone as she waited for me to praise her. Honey, you are amazing. Of course I am. Just look whose wife I am. Come on, let us go home first. Okay. And no more jumping around now. Okay, I know. Honey, I love you.